Hi, we're Greg and Carol. We just came from Greg's doctor's appointment, and I'm a little bit flummoxed and a little bit
irritated,
a little confused. I don't know what to think. Greg went in for another cognitive test because we have seen decline, and I can't say it's serious enough that he needs to be put in a home, but it is definite decline. Like, he'll come in the he'll come in the bedroom to use the bathroom because he has to do that in the bedroom, and he'll start taking his clothes off, and I'll ask him what he's doing, and he doesn't know. Then he's like, don't I always do this? I'm like, no. As we've told you, he can't walk or anything, so he'll start to transfer from his wheelchair to the car or from his wheelchair to his seat in the living room, and he'll pull himself up, or he'll be halfway through and he has to stop because he doesn't know what he's doing and he doesn't know what he's supposed to do next. These sound like, again, not serious enough that he needs to be put in a home, but serious enough that we see decline. So he goes in to take the test, and they go, oh, there's no decline. And I asked her, well, then what are we seeing? And she said, well, that could be from the diabetes and the stroke. But I asked her, I said, well, isn't that still cognitive? Because his brain has to tell his body to do a certain function or to not do it, and that's not happening. But she said, no, it could be other things also. Again, I am new to Alzheimer's and dementia. Technically, Greg is at the doorstep of both. He hasn't been officially diagnosed with either one, but he's right there. And I don't know what to think. I don't know what to do. What are your thoughts?
I don't really know. I know I can tell a decline in the way I react and think and speak and say, but when I take that test, I scored a 23 out of 30 this time. It was a 22 last time, a 21 the time before that. And I really thought this past test, I bombed it because it wanted a 3-dimension square, and I drew it, but it came out wrong as far as I was concerned.
Well, and she gave him those 5 words, and then at the end of the test, she said, all right, what were the 5 words? He can only remember 2. And so she's like giving him hints. And I'm thinking, well, if you give him hints, are you going to say that he knew the words? Because he didn't. And then she's like, the one where, here's a letter, tell me all the words you can think of that start with this letter. Well, he told her about 4, and then he said, I can't think of any more. She goes, well, look around the room, see if there's anything that comes to your mind. And I'm thinking, I feel like you're cheating on the test, because, what are you doing?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I'm just so frustrated. I don't know what to think of this, because I see decline. And then the doctor asked, she did her exam, pushing his arm, pulling his arm, and everything. And then she's going, you're eating fine and everything. And we're like, no, he's not. He's starting to choke when he drinks water. When he eats like this. He doesn't pause. It's constant shoveling. Oh, gosh. I don't know what to think. She asked about his bowel and bladder functions, and she goes, they're fine too, right? And I'm like, no. when he feels the urge, it's immediate. He can't say, oh, well, I have time to get there. It's kind of like, take care of it right now or there's going to be a big mess. I'm just so frustrated. I don't know what to think. Is this normal? Because he is not acting normal. I'm at a loss. But the doctor seems to think he's just doing peachy. And I'm thinking...
He's not.
He's not. His transfers are getting worse where he's having difficulty moving just from the wheelchair to a chair or from the wheelchair to the bed and back. My main concern almost happened the other night. He had a dream that he could walk. And what woke him up was his leg came off the bed, where in my thinking, his body was getting ready to get up and walk, and he cannot walk. That's my biggest fear, and it almost came to fruition. And I'm just beside myself. I don't know what to do. Am I imagining? Do you feel like you're getting worse?
Yes, I do. I can tell I'm getting worse.
And then she did say, that they can put him on a medication to help with his... Apparently, his memory and everything will not get better, although according to these tests it is. But it'll slow it down from declining. So she's asking if he wants to be on it, and he said okay. But and I told her, I said, he was on this before and it didn't do anything. And she goes, well, and I do not mean to badmouth this doctor. I don't, because it's my frustration. It really is. I take full ownership of my frustration. It's just, I don't know what to do. But she was saying, well, this medicine, you won't really see any difference. It'll just slow everything down, which I can understand. But if it's not going to make it better, what's the point? I don't know. So I left that decision up to Greg because I didn't want it to seem like I was trying to deny him medicine, and he chose to take it, which if that's what he wants to do, that's fine. But I see decline. There's decline. And just because that one test is saying he's fine, then what is it? What is it? I had really hoped he would go in today, he would take that test, and I was really hoping he'd fail it. Because my thinking was, if he fails it, they'll tell us something useful. Because they said until he fails the test, they can't even tell us what we're facing. I'm facing frustrations, what I'm facing. While we're sitting there, they had asked Greg the date, and well, he knew the month, he knew the year, and he knew the day, but he didn't know the date. So, I don't know how they recorded it. But we were by ourselves in the room while we're waiting on the doctor to come in, and I said, well, this is tomorrow's date, and I told him what it was. I said, does that date mean anything to you? What'd you say?
No.
He had no clue. It's our anniversary. He has never forgotten our anniversary. And he had no idea. I could have said count the moons around a planet or something, and he could have answered me with as much confidence as telling me what the significance is with tomorrow's date. Well, I told you I'd keep you up to date on what's going on. I'll let you know if we get any answers anywhere. I don't see any coming in the near future. I don't know what to tell you. But all we know for certain is that he is at the doorstep of Alzheimer's and dementia. And that's where we are.